What's going on, everybody? I'm Aslan Hajavandi, joined by recruiting analyst Michael Langston of Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminoles sports source. Black Friday promo still running strong. It is Nike 75, $75 only for an annual membership at Warchant.com, and you get a $75 e-card for Nike. So get your shopping done or at the comfort of home and then get plugged in more for Florida State news. Hopefully, there will be plenty of good news to celebrate in the coming weeks, months, years ahead. But as we come to you today, a little bit of a downer, but you're still going to hit that thumbs up button because y'all like Michael and y'all like getting some information about your Noles. All right, not that big of a surprise, I guess, unfortunately, at the end of the day, Michael. But a lot of Florida State fans woke up on Monday morning after a nice, hopefully bountiful Thanksgiving. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving as well, Michael. But woke up to news that Luke Altmyer, four-star quarterback out of Starkville, Mississippi, longtime commitment for the Noles and Mike Norvell, has now changed his mind. I guess your reaction when you saw that news?
Not really surprising, but we've tried to prepare people as much as we could for this, news coming up. I told people it was trending that way, and I felt like he was going to not be in the class, just the way things are going. Poor season, hasn't visited FSU for a game yet this season. Obviously difficult with COVID and everything, but has been to Ole Miss several times, so it's not hard to read the tea leaves as far as what's going on. I think ever since that Louisville game, things started trending, the wrong direction for FSU. It's a big blow just because anytime you lose your quarterback in class, it's big, and Luke's very talented and certainly a big loss. But at the same time, you got to move forward of what you can do and get yourself a quarterback. And I think your best bet is the high school and the JUCO ranks. You want to get somebody that fits that characteristic. I don't think you want to cause drama if you add a transfer. I think that's the main thing. Everyone just wants to go and get a transfer. But we've seen that Norvell doesn't do that often, so I'm not sure if they go that direction. But I think if you get a high school kid or a JUCO kid that's talented, I think you're sitting in a pretty good quarterback room as far as four good options that can help you going forward. But certainly tough news, and even though I prepare people, I know it's a big downer. Obviously, the message boards speak for itself as far as how people feel, and I understand the feelings there. But at the same time, the situation was trending that way in reality. So I don't think it was a surprise to people, but still, bad news is bad news, and it's hard to suck in.
Well, I guess we will kind of see what sort of relationship and evaluation and recruiting chops Mike Norvell has, because from the outside looking in, Michael, and obviously you know more about this stuff than I do, so that's why I ask you the questions and you provide the answers. But they really weren't on a lot of other quarterbacks, if any, it seems like, because they did have Luke in the fold, and they do like what they have in their quarterback room right now with Jordan and Chuba. So I guess, you talked about going the high school ranks. I mean, are there any names out there, and how tough will it be November 30th to start developing a relationship with a kid that's in high school that might want to early commit to come to your program that's 2-6 and might not play another football game this year?
Well, just knowing Norvell and how he attacks things, I think they kind of saw this coming for a few months in advance. So I think they haven't been publicly doing it, but I think they've probably been talking to kids, several kids, even during this process of what was going on. So I think the tea leaves are right there. And we know about Mike Norvell. He back plans for a lot of things, anything to do in recruiting. He's shown that in football, that he back plans for a lot of things. So I think they've already had their eyes on guys. I think guys to watch, and I have to figure out who for sure is 100%. That can be 100%. But I'd say guys like Colton Gauthier from he's a South Carolina commitment. He's a 4-star quarterback. He's a guy that they were very involved with. I think he's going to visit FSU, and things were starting to trend for FSU with how things are going. But then, they made it clear, like, Altmyer's our guy. They stuck with him. They were loyal to him. Once they got him, they didn't publicly push for other guys and offers and stuff. So that certainly jumps out to you when you had that. Certainly with Gauthier, you got a guy from Georgia, not too far from home, can certainly play close to home. With the uncertainness with South Carolina, and you don't know who's going to be a quarterback. I think FSU already has a relationship there with Dillingham and Norvell, so he's certainly a guy that they can go in there and have a good shot with. I think another guy that heard early in the process from my FSU contacts was Jake Garcia, who's committed to USC. He's a guy that Dillingham knows very well. He's got good ties to him, got a good relationship. Transferred over from Grayson after he transferred to Valdosta. Certainly a guy that can fit that everything you look for in a passer as far as passing the ball. Saw him in person myself when he played at Valdosta. Certainly can make all the throws you look for. I mean, and not to throw salt in the wind, but I mean, I personally like Altmyer better when I watch, the Altmyer film and I watch Jake Garcia, but they're both really talented quarterbacks. And that's why I'm not that I know this sounds crazy. I'm not that concerned in them getting a talented quarterback. I mean, because Norvell, that's the one thing you can say about recruiting. Norvell knows how to get talented guys and get them in a short time. So he's shown that ability to get those guys. And I think the other guy, might be Sawyer Robinson, who is at a Mississippi State commit. He's another guy that visited FSU's campus. FSU didn't push there because they already had seemed like things were trending good for Altmyer. So that's another guy to just keep in mind. But there's going to be a more established for sure target list soon. But those are some of the guys that I know they were involved with that we have to keep in mind that are possibilities. But certainly there's going to be more, and come in the picture will come clear once we see offers extended and stuff like that. But I think FSU, once they had their guy, they wanted to focus on Luke. But if you think they weren't talking to other kids, I mean, you believe in fantasy world, because they were certainly, I'm sure, behind the scenes talking to other kids and preparing for this in case this happening, in case there's ones that are interested in them to take a look at them. So certainly this is not one where they got caught with their pants down. I mean, they knew what was going on. They prepared for it, and they've already, I think, probably been planning for this and seeing which ones would be the most interested. And one that they're most interested in, as far as that group, there might be some more that I don't know about. So, but I definitely think there's a plan in place, even when Altmyer was kind of waffling here and there in the last month or so.
So Ole Miss for him, most likely, you think?
Yeah. Ole Miss is the pick. I already put my forecast in. I think that's kind of where it's been trending is, he's visited there, I think, the last 2 weeks. Their offense is cooking. They look good. It's a more stable situation, compared to FSU's football program. I think it's closer to home. It's easier situation, for him. And I'll say this about Altmyer throughout the season. He really was vocal about FSU and when things are going good. And then when things just the wheels started falling off, it was kind of like, it was almost nothing to do, where he's like, yeah, I just can't see myself there. One, I can't visit there, which I think hurt them, just not having that kid on campus. And then two, just when you get smashed, it sends inconsistent messages. And so that was just, the season itself was just hurting. But I think he really, really, people that hammer on him that he wasn't trying, or he, how could you lose faith like that quick? But it's
come on,
it's like, come on, guys. It's like the guy was vocal throughout the year about his love for FSU, and you could tell he really wanted to go to FSU. That was the place, the coaches he trusted. But it gets to a point where, there's stuff that you can't control, and the coaches can't control with their season when things start doing bad. I mean, they try to make the most out of what they have, and unfortunately, it just that's the way it works in recruiting. I mean, you go 2-6, it's gonna impact players, and that's just the reality it is. But people faulting Altmyer and saying, why would you go to Ole Miss? They never won anything. But it's like, you look at Ole Miss situation and you look at FSU, you can understand why he would make that pick, and I totally understand. But at the same time, I feel FSU is going to get a talented quarterback. I just don't think, like other people, that you need to go to the transfer market, because if you go to the transfer market, then that starts sending a bad message to your guys like Tate the Rodemaker and Chuba Purdy, of me believing in you, that you guys are the next solution. Not to mention, when healthy, Jordan Travis has made this offense dynamic to as much as you can be right now. But so he has the skills. You just got to keep him healthy. So I mean, that's the thing. But I think they have guys that can certainly run this offense at a very high rate. But they got to get pieces around them. You know, we've already talked about the transfers and grad transfers. Obviously need receivers. Obviously need offensive tackles to help them situation. So you don't only have to get quarterback. You have to get guys to help these guys develop in their game as far as throughout the cross of the team. But they'll get somebody good. I mean, that much I feel confident about because Norvell has given me no other reason to believe otherwise.
Michael Langston breaking things down for us here on Warchant TV. Promo code is Nike75, Black Friday special. I think time's ticking down on that, so get a jump on it, folks. $75 e-card for Nike apparel and a 25% discount on an annual membership at warchant.com. Plenty of more recruiting news and reaction to the Altmyer information and news going down over on the Premium Recruiting Board. Michael, your time, we appreciate it, but the knowledge is what we're all here for, man. Thank you.
You got it.